everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Frida Ngare, Lady Entrepreneur. In this channel, we are going to discuss about the future of learning. And we are going to look at the different things that teachers are passionate about, what challenges they face, what issues they are going through in their workplaces. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of how I grew up. The teachers were so instrumental in bringing me to the place I am right now. When I remember my primary school teachers, they urged me to do a lot of sports. They urged me to be out of myself. But then I also had other teachers that when they saw a mistake in me, I think they were very harsh. And I felt like they were just they were bringing their harshness to me, not because of a mistake I had done, but maybe because of what they were going through. And those are the things that we are going to discuss in my channel. How do we bring out this teacher who is so passionate about their students, who wakes up early in the morning, drops her kids to school, then comes back and has to prepare herself for her own class. Then when she gets into the school, she has to deal with the school administrator. She has to deal with her own colleagues. She or he, actually, not just the women. Although my podcast is largely focused as a woman, I think there is a lot of pain that the women teachers go through, and we will expound on that a lot. Once they get into the classroom, there is so much that is needed for the teacher to do. We are talking about the future of learning. We are talking about the future of, we are talking about AI is here right now. This year, since I think the past 4 years, we have been saying now it's time for AI to get into the education space. And have we truly prepared our teachers for these seasons? Do we really actually consider the teacher as the real driver for the passions and the aspirations that they want to bring out in our children? And for that reason, this podcast is going to air out what are these things that are going to make our teacher such a happy teacher, that they are well supported, they love what they do, and they're not going away because they have not been taught the skills that they need, to be the best version of themselves and to bring out that confidence in our learners, in our graduates. And the most important teacher I want to talk to right now is the teacher who is aspiring. That teacher in a teacher's college, that teacher who said after high school, I want to be the best teacher, and they have just started their studies in the teacher's training college, in the School of Education, in a university, and they are confused because out here, they're being told, funds, there is no money. Why are you doing education? Utalipwa na nani? Yes? Who's going to pay the money is so little? So we are looking at a scenario where recently I met a few of my friends who have just left. They graduated, they got into the teaching, into the teaching space, and after one term, after one semester, they've resigned and left. They're like, I can't stand it. I don't want this kind of life. And we are saying we have a huge shortage of teachers in this continent. We have a huge shortage of teachers in our country, Kenya. And it's time for us to look at how do we improve that. And my passion for teaching, as I'd said earlier, it's because of those people who shaped me the most. Why do I say they're the ones who shaped me the most? Because I grew up with a wonderful family, in a wonderful family. My parents are amazing. They're still there. They're amazing. But they were so busy. They were so busy working. So the only time I had to get support is if I relied on a teacher or a friend of mine in class. But when I got, so right now I want to remember someone, teacher Mrs. Nyaga of Kieni Girls High School. She was my maths teacher. She was one of my best teachers. I also want to remember Mrs. Speranza Migwi, my teacher at Strathmore University, and who helped me bring out this space, desire and hunger to be the best teacher and lecturer. So my journey as a student from childhood, when I joined primary school or kindergarten, that was at Blue Valley. Was it Blue Valley or was it Valley View? Yeah, Valley View Nursery School. Wow. In Embu Town. And then I went to Urban Primary School, a day school, still in Embu Town. Then that was a tough space because what happened is in class 3, some bad stuff happened, and that is one of the things I want to talk about, because when a teacher is not concentrating on their students, all the students in the classroom, what happens to some of the students that fall out? And there's a season where in class 3, I used to run away from school, and in the afternoons, I used to go with my friends to just hang out and play games, and people are in class, but no one will caution you. But your parents will come home and find out you are not in school, and they beat you up. But they left you with teachers that were supposed to be focused and check on you. And so that affected me. And many things happened during that time. And so during that Christmas holiday in class 3, I told my parents, I want to go to a boarding school, because all my Indian, Asian friends had all left for Lions Primary School, and others have come to Nairobi, and others had gone to boarding school. So my parents looked for a good school, and I went to Chogoria. And in Chogoria, I went to, what's that school called? I don't remember the primary school. I was there for such a short time. And the only thing we did in that school was just having fun. We had a lot of games, a lot of mountain climbing. The academic space, the academic principles were not, the pedagogy was not there. Their focus was more Montessori-like style of teaching, and I didn't understand that, because I wanted to pass exams like everyone else who was back home. So I told my parents, I'm not passing. I'm always the last in class. I don't understand why I have to keep playing games. I have to, and I did not know that is what is needed right now. And that is what people are discussing in that brings out the best version you knew. So I believe, even though I did not like it, the effects that school had on me that time, it helped me to be more creative, to know who I am, how I can move my body in different forms and still maintain the youthfulness and enjoy my life. Even this age, I just celebrated 45 years of living and having fun, and it's so much fun. And so after that, I went home. I told my parents, I don't like that school. So they took me to a school closer to home, which was in Embu. That's Kamodada Boarding School. And I loved that school. I loved that school. My performance was great. The teachers were supportive. We were few. It was a mid school. The boys respected the girls respected the boys. We had fun. It was a Christian school, and we had a lot of fun. So that helped me to pass my examinations. And I went to Kieni Girls High School. That was another beautiful space. Then after that, as a Kieni, because of puberty and the growth being, moving from adolescence to teenagehood, then you're an adult. Sometimes some teachers did not really focus on everybody. And so some of us left with a few traumas from some of the teachers, which we'll talk about later in another session of how do you deal with that as a teacher. And I passed my examinations, And you guys who are in my class, you know how it was difficult to go. We were using JAB to join university. And yes, I wanted to go to Nairobi University, but they're like, no, you want to do engineering, but you don't qualify for engineering. I missed engineering with 1 mark. 1 point. I had 43 points. And they're like, no, you need 44 points. Like, what? 1 mark. Just take. But they refused. So I settled for a Bachelor's of Arts in Economics, General Bachelor of Arts. So I chose Economics and Sociology, and I went to Egerton University. Wow, that's another world altogether. And so now, in the space of college life, you are learning from all these different people. You have been in one space. So you imagine my whole education was in Eastern Province. That's what we used to call it then. And now you move to another world, which is in the Rift Valley province, and that's in Nakuru. But in university, you're meeting people of all characters, all types of people. You're all types of cultures, people from foreign nationalities. You meet, and you have to fight your way through. No one is no one is ringing a bell for you. You have to know when to wake up, when to. And those are things that if you're not in a good space, it's a very difficult place. You get lost in that. But thank God I've grown up in my Christian upbringing. And so my faith helped me to stay focused. So I joined the Christian communities in the school, and I was able to follow through. So with all that, there is what my biggest concern was, why were teachers so negligent? Why were they so biased? What causes a teacher to be so biased and not bring out the best? You are a class of 100, or you are a class of 50, or a class of 20. Why is a teacher having challenges bringing out the best version of those students in their class? And what can they do better? And that's what we are going to talk about. And one of the things I want to mention that really affects teachers is after we graduate, we get into a comfort zone. We are okay with the money we are paid. We are okay with the routine in the school. We are okay being bashed. We've already been told the government cannot pay us enough. We are at a low level, and we start accepting that is our life as teachers. But I'm here to tell you that is wrong. That is a wrong perspective to have, because you are the first defense of a child. Once the parent drops that child in school, you are the first defender of that child. Once that child leaves school, you are the first inspiration